in Plains, Georgia, at his home in hospice care. At 98, he is the oldest living president in U.S. history.
And he's widely revered for the life he lived after leaving the White House more than 40 years ago. Rachel Menitoff in the studio with us tonight. She takes a look back at his life. Rachel?
Rick and Sam, the Carter Center released a statement saying the former president made this decision with his family and his medical team. We know that Carter beat brain cancer in 2015, but has faced a series of health scares since then. His grandson, Jason, tweeted today saying he's visited his grandparents. They are at peace, and as always, their home is full of love. Former U.S. President Jimmy Carter is in hospice care tonight. The charity, created by the 98-year-old former president, said on Twitter today that after a series of short hospital stays, Carter has decided to spend time at home with his family and receive hospice care instead of additional medical intervention. Carter, a graduate of the U.S. Naval Academy, began his political career in the Georgia Senate, then the governor's office, and then in 1976.
My name is Jimmy Carter, and I'm running for president.
He was the underdog candidate who stepped into the role after Watergate, when a lot of people were skeptical of the Oval Office. His success in the West Wing includes the Camp David Accords, meetings that were the first significant step toward peace in the Middle East. But he also faced the energy crisis of 1979. The Iranian Revolution disrupted oil production and led to gas shortages and long lines. One of the lowest points, which many believe may have cost Carter a second term, was the Iran hostage crisis and a failed rescue attempt in which several U.S. service members were killed. Carter served a single term and was ultimately defeated by Ronald Reagan in 1980, but he was able to launch several notable careers after his presidency. He regularly taught Sunday school at his hometown church and volunteered with Habitat for Humanity.
I had a #1 priority, and that was to come to Nashville to build houses.
Carter and his wife Rosalind founded the Carter Center in Atlanta and spent decades striving to bring peace and health to more than 86 countries around the world. And he won the Nobel Peace Prize for it in the early 2000s. KTLA political analyst Matt Klink says the thing that stands out most about him was that he was a legitimately nice guy, a husband, father of 4, and grandfather to many.
He was an incredible activist for peace. He was invited around the world to monitor elections and make sure they were held up to democratic standards in countries around the world.
Carter's family has asked for privacy right now, but thanks the many admirers who have expressed their concern.
This is a man who has accomplished so many incredible things in his life. His family deserves the few remaining days or weeks that they have with him.
And according to the White House, President Biden has been briefed on Carter's declining health and his decision to go into hospice care, and he's staying in touch with Carter's family and his advisors. Sam and Rick, back to you.
Rachel, thank you. And stay with KTLA as we continue to follow developments on former President Jimmy Carter's health. For the latest, anytime.